Hey guys, today's August 27th, and you should have already completed your test one review. Whether you did it on Kami on your Google Classroom, or you printed out and did it by hand, that's okay. Or you could just do it on a scratch sheet of paper. It's up to you. But what we're going to do is we're going to go through each problem just to make sure that you understand what you're doing. Tomorrow is your test over simplifying expressions, solving equations, okay? So the first one we have was 66 minus 3 times 10 minus 8. For this problem, you want to do what's in parentheses first, okay? So we have 66 minus 3. Inside the parentheses, the 10 minus 8 gives us 2. Next, we multiply right here. So we have 66 minus 3 times 2, which is 6. So the answer is 60. Okay, problem 2. Here it says simplify the expression, and if not possible, you're going to write the word simplified, which means you can't do anything. Okay, so 2 is on the outside. So that 2 is going to get distributed into your parentheses. So we're going to get 2 times 12n, which is 24n, and then 2 times minus 8, that becomes a minus 16. So this is my answer, 24n minus 16. Problem 3. On the outside of this one, we have a 4. So we're going to multiply the 4 inside the parentheses by each term, one by one. So the first one, 4 times 10f, that's 40f. Then we have 4 times 11, which is 44m. And then we have minus 4 times 8, which is 32m. Okay, next, you'll notice that you have 2 F's. I have F's here. Oh, I'm sorry, not F's. You have M's. M's and M's. The F is all by itself. It can't go with anything. So we have 40F by itself. And then we have 44M, take away 32M. So that's going to give you plus 12M for my answer. Problem 4. You'll notice that you have a -3 and then you have a +9. Those are going to be put together. So -3 plus 9 combines and gives you a 6. Next, we put our C's together. We have -3C plus 7C. So that gives you 4C. So we're going to put plus 4C. So this is my answer. You could also write it as 4C plus 6. It's the same thing. Problem 5. You have 4Z all by itself, so I'm just going to rewrite my 4Z. Now you'll notice that you have the 3. The 3 has to get distributed inside the parentheses for both of these. So plus 24, and then we have plus that 3 times 4 becomes 12Z. And now we have Z's that can be put together. So I have the 4Z here and the 12Z here. So 4 plus 12, that gives us 16Z plus the 24. So this is our answer for problem 5. Problem 6. The 2 on the outside is going to be distributed inside of the parentheses here. So we're going to get 2 times your 8, which is 16D, minus 2 times 3, which is 6. Those can't be put together because I have D and a number, so they stay separate. Next one, on the outside, we have a 3. So 3 gets multiplied by the 8, 3 gets multiplied by the 11, and 3 by the -7. So first off, the 3 times your 8 gives you 24D, plus we have 3 times 11, which is 33F, and then minus 3 times 7, which is 21F. That's a 1, 21F. Okay, next, we combine like terms. So D's are all by themselves, but I can put my F with the F right here. So 33F, take away 21F, we can combine those together. So we have 24 D's right here, and then that gives us plus 12F. Okay, problem 8. -9, or the -9, and the +6 combine together to give you -3. You have 9A and 6A, so together that is 15A. You could also write this one as 15A minus 3. It's the same thing. Okay, the next one, you have a -2W by itself. Then the parentheses are by your 7. So 7 times 8, that's a positive 56. And then a 7 times a negative 4w gives you minus 28w. Next, we're going to combine our like terms. We want to put our w's together. So 28w and the negative 2w make negative 30w plus 56. So this is our answer for problem 9. Okay, moving on to problem number 10. Solve the equation for the indicated variable. So for these, I kind of like to draw a line down the middle so you can actually see that what you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So if they are subtracting 8, the opposite has to be add 8 to get rid of the 8. So I have x equals, well, if I added 8 to one side of the line, you have to do it to the other. So negative 3 plus 8 is a 5. So x equals 5. Okay, problem 11. Here we have m minus 2.19. The opposite of minus 2.19 is plus. So we have to add 2.19 to the other side. This cancels out, so we are left with m equals. So together, those two are going to give you 3.99. 3.99. So here's our answer for that one. Okay, on the next problem, you'll notice that you have the a on the opposite side over here. So a is being multiplied by negative 23. So the opposite is divide by negative 23. So divide by negative 23. So a is equal to negative 207 divided by negative 23, which is positive 9. So a equals 9. Okay, problem number 13. On this one, it's a two-step equation because they're adding to the x and they're also dividing by 4. You'll always get rid of whatever they're adding or subtracting first. So I'm going to subtract 6 and take away 6 here. So 16 take away 6, that's 10. But on this side, I have x over 4. Now, the opposite of dividing by 4 is to multiply by 4. So I want to multiply by 4 to get that to go away. So multiply by 4. So that's going to leave you with x equals 40. Problem 14. Same process, draw a line down the equal. Since they're subtracting 17, the opposite is add 17. So add 17 to the other side, and you end up getting 54. Over here, we have negative 9x. So now the next step would be to divide by negative 9. Divide by negative 9. So x equals negative 6. Okay, problem 15. For this one, you'll see that they have x minus 9. So the opposite is plus 9. Add 9 here. So x is equal to negative 6 plus 9. That's positive 3. Okay, problem 16. H minus 4.6. The opposite of minus 4.6 is plus 4.6. So I have to add 4.6 to the other side. So H equals 6.1. Problem 17. X is being multiplied by negative 27, so I have to divide by negative 27. Divide by negative 27, so these two give you 4 equals n, or n equals 4. Problem 18. Two-step equation, because it has division and it has a subtraction, again, remember you always start with addition or subtraction. So the opposite of minus 6 is plus 6. So I end up with a over negative 4.6 equals 8 plus 6, which is 14. Okay, then we multiply because the opposite of dividing by negative 4.6 is to multiply by negative 4.6. So we multiply by negative 4.6. So a is going to be equal to negative 64.4. Problem 19. Okay, for this problem, you'll notice that you have variables on both sides of the equal. I have m over here and I have m over here. Typically, I like to find the smaller m first. So negative 7m is smaller, so the opposite would be to add 7m, and that goes away. So I have negative 20 equals Well, I have to add 7m to the other side also. So together, negative 4m plus 7m, that's 3m minus 35. Okay, next, it's a two-step equation. Since they're subtracting 35, I have to add 35 to get rid of this. So add 35, and that gives you 15 equals 3m. So then we divide by 3, and we end up with m equals 5. Okay, we're on problem number 20. So on this problem, I'm going to go ahead and draw my line down the equal. We have an 8 on the outside. So on the left-hand side, we have to multiply 8 times 70u, which is 560u, 8 times positive 26, which is plus 208, equals, on the other side, we also have an 8. So everything gets multiplied by 8 on the inside. So 8 times 4u, that's 32u. And then we have 8 times 106, which is minus 848. Next, we want to find the smaller u. So 32u is smaller. So take away 32u. That crosses out. So take away 32u on the other side. So that's going to give you 560 minus 32u. That's 528u plus we have the 208 equals our negative 848. Next, the opposite of plus 208 is minus 208. So we're going to subtract 208 from the other side. So that gives you 528u equals, those two together, a negative plus a negative is negative 1056. And lastly, we have to divide by 528. So dividing by 528, divide this side by 528, you end up with u equals negative 2. Problem 21. For this example, on the left-hand side, we don't have parentheses, so I'm just going to rewrite 4x plus 2. But on the other side, we do have parentheses. So 3 distributes into the parentheses. So we get 3x minus our 18. Next, we want to put our x's together. So 3x is smaller. I'm going to take away 3x from the other side. That leaves you with 1x, or just x, plus 2 equals negative 18. Now the opposite of plus 2 is take away 2. So we end up with x is equal to negative 18, and negative 2 make negative 20. Okay, let's look at problem 22. Okay, problem 22. The cost in dollars of industrial grade aluminum ladders at construction equipment is $450 per foot for the first 3 feet. So we're going to have to pay, I'm going to use an equation. My equation is the cost. I'm going to use C is going to stand for the total cost that we have to pay. So the cost is $450 for the first 3 feet. So 450 times 3, because it says for the first 3 feet per foot. 450 per foot for the first 3. So I multiplied by 3. Okay. And which means plus you also have to pay $575 for each additional foot over 3 feet. So plus you have to pay $575 x. X stands for each foot over 3. Each foot over 3 feet. Okay, so then after that, it says you also pay a flat rate of $550 that's included for the hardware. So plus $550. So to figure out our equation, we're going to go ahead and simplify this part right here. So 450 times 3, when we multiply that out, it's going to give you 1350. So the cost is equal to the 1350 plus 575x plus 550. We can combine 1350 and 550 since those are both just like a flat rate that we have to pay. So the cost is going to be equal to 1350 plus 550. That gives you $19 plus 575x. So this is my equation for part A. Part B, if Theo paid $93.75 for a ladder, how many feet long was the ladder? So here, the cost, the C is 93.75. So we're going to set up the equation 93.75 is equal to 19 plus 575x. And now we're going to solve for x. So to solve this equation, you have to take away 19 from both sides. Take away 19. So by doing that, you end up with, let me see, 74.75 equals 575x. Lastly, we divide by 575. Divide this by 575. So x is equal to 13. Let's go over what does that mean. Remember what we said about x. X stands for each foot over 3 feet. So you already paid, the X is 13 feet. He paid for that 13 feet, but don't forget about the 3 feet that he had to also pay for. So we're going to go back and add the 3 feet that we had. So really, he paid for a 16-foot ladder. So the answer is 16 feet. Problem 23. What is the value of X that makes the equation true? For this problem, we're going to use distributive property. So 0.2 times 25x, that's going to give you 5x. 0.2 times minus 40 is minus 8 equals, now we have to distribute the 4. So doing that gives you 2x, and then we distribute the 4 times 1.75, which is positive 7. So 5x and 2x. 2x is smaller, so we're going to take away 2x. That gives you 3x minus 8 equals 7. The opposite of minus 8 is plus 8, so add 8 over here. So that's 3x equals 15. And lastly, divide by 3, so x equals 5. So here the answer would be J. Problem 24. For problem 24, it says Stephanie spends $16 each month to be in a photography club. As a member, she can develop film for $3.25 each. Write and solve an equation to find the amount that she will spend this month if she develops 4 rolls of film. So the cost is equal to 16 for the month, plus we have to pay $3.25x. That X stands for each roll. So then the C stands for your cost. And here it wants to know what is the cost if our rolls right here, she has 4 of them. So 16 plus 325 times my 4. So the cost is going to be equal to 16 plus, this is going to give you $13. So the total cost comes out to $29. Okay, guys, this is your test review. You want to make sure that you turn in your test review. If you submit your test review before you take your test, you'll get 5 points added to your test, whatever your grade is. So you can make 100. If you made 100, you make 105 on your test, okay? So you do want to make sure that you turn in your test review. If you don't submit it via Kami, you could also submit it by just taking a picture of your review, making sure that you showed work for every single problem, not just your answers. You have to have your work if you want to get those bonus points. Okay, guys, have a great day.